The foot. There's Billy Hardwick, many times champion on the PBA Tour, who has earned the right with 2 victories to go against the tournament leader, Jerry Hale, whose hand he just shook. And Billy Hardwick, who last year won a lot of money, topped everybody with $28,407, including titles at Birmingham, Pontiac, and right here at Costa Mesa, California. Here's his first shot. Final match. And Billy did not like the way he started here on lane 17, leaving the 6, 9, and the 10. 1962, this young fella started out with $3,000 in his pocket, and after 17 tournaments failed to cash. Came back to California, practiced, and he has really gone to work. Has an open here in the first frame of the championship match. Now Jerry Hale, who 2 weeks ago got into the top 4.
He's a real fine player, Chris, and he's getting better all the time. He's got a wonderful swing and a good roll, full roller.
And he leads the 4-7. 27th man on the tour in earnings last year with $9,490. There you see on the right, Mrs. Jerry Hale of Richmond, California.
And, of course, on his left, the wife of our statistician, Glenn Allison, Mrs. Glenn Allison.
Glad to have Glenn with us here in Costa Mesa. Mrs. Hale enjoyed that spare because her husband's opponent had an open in the first frame, as you see. It's the first match in today's telecast for Jerry Hale, as he was the tournament leader and just waited while 3-round robin matches were completed. And he has left the 6-10 in lane 17.
Well, the boys hooking high on that lane 17. In fact, he almost got all the way over for a solid Brooklyn.
We notice in the round robin matches there is plenty of pressure, but when they get to this one, it's more noticeable. And it's a spare for Jerry Hale of Richmond, California.
I mentioned that Jerry Hale did throw a full roller ball, Chris. Billy Hardwick does, too. So we've got a match of the full rollers going in. And,
left the 4-pin.
Facial expression kind of told the story on that shot. That ball hit the thumb hole on the way down. Looked like 6, and he got a terrific break there to wind up with 9. Look out. Chris, he seems a little slower than he was in his 2 previous matches. And with the pair moving, he's having deep trouble right now.
Really didn't get too much reaction from Jerry Hale while his opponent's bowling. 4-7.
A little better speed, but still a little more direct to the pocket than he was playing the lane.
Looking for a first strike in this final match. Really very carefully drives that gloved hand. Spare for Billy Hardwick, and Jerry Hale goes back to work.
Strike.
Billy, I noticed Jerry once he's aiming, he never looks back at the ball or his grip or anything else. He's just checking his target.
Yes, good concentration, Chris. There you see it. Jerry Hale 39, Billy Hardwick 27. Jerry Hale in the lead by 12 pins. Going high.
Wowee. The 6, 7, and 10 on lane 17. And this 25-year-older, and 130 pounds and father of 2, moves to his left. Will he go for it here?
I think he would, Chris. He's a gambling type player. No, he's going pretty direct. Takes his 2.
That's right. So now we have both players with an open. We'll be right back with the balance of the final match of the PBA Southern California Open. Back again at the Kona Lanes in Costa Mesa, California. Moving into the final stages now of the final match with $5,000 to the winner.
And there with our score, Jerry Hale 67 in the 4th. Billy Hardwick 27 in a spare. And a strike. The match is even to the pin.
Oh, boy. Billy had 2 fine scores in his match with Jack Biondolillo. He rolled a 235 to Biondolillo's 203, and then against Dick Steffler, he had a 223 to Dick's 191.
With that strike up, Chris, if he can double, he'll go in the lead by 10 pins.
Got it.
You don't give him many chances like that. With him down and floundering, when Jerry Hale opened, it seemed to charge him up, and he came right back with that double.
And Hardwick opened in the very first frame. Let's see if Jerry Hale of Richmond, California, can come back. Sure did. Powerful strike for 130-pound Jerry Hale. Jerry will long remember his first head-to-head match 2 weeks ago in Sacramento against Buzz Fazio, battling to a 2:25 time in the roll-off, lost to Buzz.
Good speed this time. Oh!
10-10. Got a lot on 117.
He had real good speed that time, held the ball well, perfect line right in the pocket. The toughest break in bowling.
Jim Fregosi and Mrs. Fregosi, Jim being the star shortstop of the Los Angeles Angels, and he likes the idea that the ballpark, the new one, will be built not too far from Costa Mesa, near Disneyland, which is only a few minutes away.
Tough break there for Jerry Hale. Gives him 87, no doubles. Billy Hardwick 47 and a double working. He's wide again.
The 1, 2, and 8 for Billy Hardwick. You know, friends, following today's bowling action, stay tuned for ABC's Wide World of Sports. 3 distinctly different sports events will be seen this afternoon. The World Championship Demolition Derby from Islip, New York will be presented along with the World Overall Professional High Diving Championship from Miami Beach and the World Barrel Jumping Championship from Grossinger, New York. Spearmaker showing you how to cover the 1, 2, 8. And wow.
Chris, he's showing you a different way to make that spare. There you see it, 94 for Billy Hardwick in the 5th, 87 for Jerry Hale in the 5th. Margin of 7 pins. Billy Hardwick leads.
There's a difference of $2,500 winning or losing. Almost to Brooklyn.
Another solid 10.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 4 bowlers have had a lot of practice shooting 10 pins. That must have happened to you and Glenn Allison, too, Billy.
A lot of tens here, Chris, when you're hitting the pocket. Looked for a minute like he might run by that one.
For those of you that joined us late, Jack Beyond DeLillo finished fourth, and Dick Steffler of Costa Mesa finished third. Beyond DeLillo, $1,300. Steffler, $1,500.
The margin still stays at 7 pins, both of them counting 9.
Jerry Hale will be trying to cover the 2-pin.
Jerry's thinking. He's nodding to himself there. Very cautious going for that 1 pin.
Pressure is really on. Here's Billy Hardwick, who had championships in Mobile, Phoenix, Los Angeles, Birmingham, Pontiac, and Costa Mesa, California. The defending champion, rolling Jerry Hale, has reached his highest point in the bowling career right here. Mrs. Hale.
Real tough luck, Chris, when you can roll it that good and still can't get it going for you. Dame Fortune is going to be the deciding factor in this match.
10-pin.
The crowd tells you the story there.
There you see it. Seven-pin.
Another tough break there. Ball was solid in the pocket, but he really had the good roll on it. It kept driving. That 2 went right around the top. No trouble, though, on the spare. Both of them counting 9. The margin is still 7 pins, Chris, with Billy Hardwick leading. There's the EMS spare maker showing you cross lane at that 7. And he might go off on it. And he did.
Oh.
Chris.
We've had 10-pin missed, and now have a 7-pin missed.
Would you believe that?
Jerry Hale is checking things out pretty close now.
Just commenting about no trouble there, but just let that ball keep hooking. He comes back with good speed. Chris, you could see that ball taking its hook. And you can see now Billy Hardwick down by 4 pins.
And with having had 2 opens. The final match was $5,000 the winner.
This is the time for Jerry Hale to really charge. He's wide, swinging it. And he carries that 10.
And Mrs. Hale cheering her husband on. They're the parents of 2 children, expecting another.
It'll be a nice little...
Look at that young lady. She is really tense. I think it's harder on the wives than it is the bowler.
It's really hard back spectating. Especially when you know the baby needs shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, he can buy a lot of shoes if he strikes right here. If he can make a strike and then count big, he'll sew up the match. No, he needs 2 strikes. Good shot. And he carries that 10. 1 strike makes Billy Hardwick get 2 strikes, and if he can strike 1 more time, he can close out the match, providing he gets that good count.
Jerry Hale, who 2 weeks ago in the Northern California Open finished 4th, and Billy Hardwick, his opponent, finished 6th in that event. And here they are battling for the $5,000, and Costa Mesa Southern California Open Championship.
Good speed again, Chris. And he carries it. Beautiful.
So, Mrs. Hale can smile now. Yeah, it's obvious that she could read that score sheet. As you see, 3 in a row there. Mr. Jerry Hale has done a great job here in Costa Mesa.
That was a big ball, Chris, although this one could be even bigger. He needs 7 pins on this ball to actually close Billy Hardwick out. If he counts 6 or less, then Billy Hardwick could still win or get a tie.
There it is, a victory for Jerry Hale of Richmond, California. A big one, beating the great bowler of the year, Billy Hardwick, who doesn't let up. And, of course, gets a double here in this final match worth $5,000. Now, Billy's going to be in pretty good shape. He'll come out of it with $2,500.
That was the whole story in this match, Chris. Missing that 7 pin, of course, cost him 11, but it charged Jerry Hale up, gave him an open door. I'm sure he knew that, put a lot of pressure on him, but he's been under pressure now these 2 years of having so much success. The pressure didn't bother him, I'm sure. It was just an overplayed shot.
Well, a couple of young Californians have shot the works, and coming out victorious, Jerry Hale of Richmond, California. We'll be back in just a minute to meet the winner of the PBA Southern California Open.